Hey Pisces, what's going on? It's your girl D here with 8th House Energy, here to bring you your January 2021 Silent Enemies reading. I hope all is well with you guys, and I want to thank you for checking out the channel. Please make sure you hit the like button, make sure you subscribe, and hit that notification bell. That way you'll know when I post for all the placements that you like to check out. You should like to watch more than one placement because you are more than one sign. All right. So we're doing a Silent Enemies reading. The Silent Enemies reading is a reading that I wanted to come up with, or that it was inspired by a reader that used to be on YouTube over a year ago. I forget the name of her her channel, but she's no longer on. I decided to integrate that type of reading because I found it to be super helpful for me. So I didn't see anybody else doing it, and she was no longer on YouTube, so I decided to go ahead and pick it up. But it's basically, the reason I picked it up is because it helps you to pay attention to your intuition. A lot of people come on to YouTube to watch tarot card readings because of the intuitive ability of the tarot card readers to pick up intuitively the energies that are out there for the collective, or whatever collective they're reading for. And I feel like what a good reader will do for you is to help you to trust your intuition, help you to better listen to your intuition. And it's like a muscle, you know, the more you use it, the better off you'll be. And so I think this is important for all of us because we all have this superpower. It's just a matter of you using it more. So it's very important that you pay attention to any intuitive nudges you get, especially when it comes to people closest to you, because you never know what the intuition is about. The universe gave you this gift for a reason. Some people look at the word superpower as, oh, we don't have superpowers. We're human. It's cartoon shit. And then, like, you know nothing about nothing. Okay, calm down. You so, head deep into the 3D realm that you don't even understand who you are and your gifts and your abilities. Well, thank God you're here, because I'm here to help you with that. Okay, so when you pay attention, when you get intuitive nudges with people who are closest to you, you want to investigate them. You don't want to jump to conclusions and go ham on people, but at the same time, you want to investigate it. You don't want to brush it off unless you've already investigated and confirmed that it's just a false alarm. An example of a false alarm is, a family member or a friend or a loved one or somebody that is around you on a regular basis is acting really weird all of a sudden. You don't know why. All right. A positive false alarm could be that, okay, well, this person was trying to plan a surprise for you, or they were trying to do something for you and they were trying to hide what they were doing. And you got suspicious because this person wasn't acting the way they normally act. I'm like that too. Like, people will tell you, people who know me, you cannot surprise her. Okay, because she picks up on everything. It's really difficult to surprise me. A lot of people know that about me, that I'm cool with. It's sad, but it's true, because I'm like, wait a minute, what's up? That scorpionic energy in me is like, the private detective. But that's the whole thing, is for you to be alert and to pay attention, because sometimes the people around you may not have your best interest at heart, whether it's directly or indirectly. For example, you could be hanging out with someone who hangs out with the wrong crowd, okay? And they could have gotten into some shit with that wrong crowd, and then this person comes around you. And unfortunately, maybe the negative energy that they got with being with that wrong crowd follows them when they come around you. You know what I'm saying? So that's how, and so your intuition should be telling you, what's up. All right. So that's how it could affect you indirectly. People may not know that they're bringing harm to you, because they may not even realize that they're involved in harmful activity themselves. And your intuition could be telling you, wait a minute, why are you hanging out with this person all of a sudden? They bad news, but that's still your people. So you still want to hang out with them, but you're like, look, why are you around them? You know what I mean? And that person may not see it like you see it. So that's another example. But then you could just have people who are jealous of you, people who are around you. We just ended karmic cycles all over the world. A lot of people where we have family members, friends, and lovers, people closest to us, that were not in our best interests. The worst case scenario was they were jealous, envious, hateful, didn't want to see us thrive. And so we had to end the relationships because they could not go any further. You were ascending and these people were not. So intuitively, you're bumping heads with this individual or these individuals. So these individuals could be trying to come back into your life now. So we're doing these readings to see if you can trust them. To be brutally honest, that's what's going on right now with the energies, with the silent enemies readings. All right, so I'm going to put out 3 cards. I'm going to see what's popping. And then what we'll do is we'll go to the extended and clarify these and get into real specific detail, okay? So I need 2 more cards. Thank you. And make sure you check out your other placements as well. So if you're a Sun Pisces, check out your ascending silent enemies, and check out your moon as well. Check out your Venus also. Check out your Mercury. Mercury is about communication. Check out your Mars. Mars is about your desires, okay? Check out Venus. Venus is about love, okay? So check out all your placements. You know, your higher mind is Jupiter, okay? Your intuitive energies, that's Jupiter. And if you got any placements in Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces, okay, in those houses, what is it, the 4th, the 8th, and the 12th house, okay, if you got placements there, you want to check out check out your whole chart, please, okay? You're not just one person. One more for Pisces, please. One more for Pisces. Guess they gotta make it good. One more for Pisces, please. Well, while we're waiting for that, let's just start with the chariot, because this is what I got here, the chariot energy. This is Cancerian energy, okay? We also have the Fool that came out in reverse, which is Uranus energy. All right. What I'm getting with this chariot energy is you trying to move away from a situation that was emotionally taxing. Usually when I see the chariot card, it tells me that you've been through hell, emotional hell, and you finally got yourself together enough to start healing and to start moving on. Also, what I feel here is there could be something going on that was, it could be a family member. I feel, because the chariot deals with the 4th house. The 4th house deals with home. Okay, it could deal with your roots. It deals with your heredity. It deals with family. You know, your family, your childhood home, as well as your homes that you've been in, you know, all throughout your life. Okay, also deals with the internal home in your soul and your spirit. Okay, so I feel like you're in a process of moving away from these people, situations, or places that have caused you a lot of harm, and you're trying to heal, okay? So it's like, I feel like some of you also are trying to could be physically trying to move homes, and I feel like for some reason you should not. Like if you're considering moving in with somebody, you may want to reconsider. I feel like wherever you're trying to move to, especially if you're moving in with someone, especially if it's a family member, I'm not getting a good vibe about that. That's just not for everybody, okay? That's just some people, all right? So if it resonates with you, cool. If it doesn't, do not try to make a reading like this resonate, okay? I just feel like there's a lot of pain. You're still dealing with a lot of childhood pain, childhood issues, of things that went on. Those are the things that are holding you back right now. We're all in a era right now of healing, because we're going to start over new. The new cycle really starts in March, to be quite honest. In Aries season, it starts again because, you know, here's the Fool energy. And that's when, you know, the soul starts its first mission. It completes it in the 12th house, which is the season of Pisces. So I feel like we're still healing here, okay? And it's showing up as a silent enemy because I feel like maybe you're not able to move on. Some of you need to move from who you're living with. You need to move. You need to move away ASAP. And some of you know that. Some of you could be in situations where there's problems in the home. And we'll clarify that in the extended. We'll go into what the issues are. But I feel like for some of you where you live now, it causes you a lot of emotional pain, a lot of emotional difficulty, a lot of emotional stress that could have stemmed from childhood. So, for example, you could be in a situation where you're being emotionally abused, okay, where you could be living with friends or a roommate or a lover, okay, where they're emotionally abusive to you. And you could have allowed this person into your life because maybe you suffered from emotional abuse as a child. That's for some of you. That might be why. That a lot of times when we're in really screwed up relationships, it's because of some of the things that we experience. If you stop and think about how, like, say you think about your worst relationship that you were in, think about that and think about how that relates to some of the, especially if you went through a troubled childhood, okay? Troubled childhood could range. Some people may think emotional abuse is not a big deal. Some people may like, what, emotional abuse? That's nothing. So your mother never hugged you. You know what I'm saying? She provided for you, paid for everything you good. Try living in my house where my mom was a drug addict, and she was never there, and we didn't know when we were going to eat. She'd be gone for days, or somebody who would say something, okay, that's nothing. What if you lived in a house where you were physically abused? So everybody has their own shit, so to speak, right? And I feel like whatever your shit is, it's reflected in the current relationship or living situation that you're in right now. And this is why it's showing up as a silent enemies reading. It's very toxic to you. And because we're wrapping up karmic cycles, you really need to come out of this situation as soon as you possibly can. You don't want to go into the new cycle starting in Aries season with this energy left over, because this is all about tying up those karmic energies. This is what we were supposed to be doing when the new moon kicked off in Libra, the karmic new moon. That was a new moon to wrap up emotionally, to start wrapping up the emotional aspects, the emotional piece of these karmic connections that we were leaving, that we were supposed to be leaving, right? So I feel like for some of you, you may not have been able to leave a karmic situation, and you're still in it. You're still fighting. I would recommend you keep fighting, okay, in whatever way you can. If you are being subjected to emotional, physical abuse, I would recommend that you reach out to your county Department of Social Services, okay, and see what help you can get, what assistance you can get. You don't have to report anything yet. You can just say, hey, if I have a friend who was dealing with this, what kind of services do we have that this person could take advantage of? I know someone who's dealing with this or experiencing this. And then just maybe call them and find out what their process is. That way you have an understanding of, okay, am I going to be protected while I go through this process? How are they going to help to get me out of here? Okay, what's going to happen with my kids? Things like that. Some of you are still in a situation, emotional abusive, physically abusive situation, because you have not just you. If it was just you, you would have bounced. Okay, you would have left when this person left the house. You would have left. But some of you have children. Okay, which is what the chariot deals with, either because that's Cancer energy. Cancerian energy is the mother of the zodiac. Okay, so some of you have children, and you may be financially dependent on this abusive individual. So I feel like this energy is very prevalent for some of you. All right, but like I said, we'll clarify this in the extended, but it's time to leave. Now it's just a matter of trying to plan your exit strategy. Okay. And the second card here is the Fool energy. It came out in reverse. This is Uranus energy. Some people like to call it Aries. But for me, this card is ruled, from my studies, the card is ruled by the planet Uranus. So this is what I associate it with. Uranus rules Aquarius. Okay. So we have a lot of planets in, what are they, in Aquarius right now? Are they? Yeah, we have Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius right now. Now, when Uranus, like for me, this card represents Uranus in retrograde, the Fool card in reverse. Uranus is a planet of individuality. It's a planet of uniqueness. Wherever you have Uranus in your chart is where you are very unique, where you are very free spirited, where you may be so free spirited and unique and individual that some people may look at it as you rebelling against the norm of that situation, scenario, or environment. But it's not a negative. It could be negative, but it's just that you take your own individual steps, your own individual path to do what it is that you need to do. What I'm feeling here is that somebody is afraid to be who they truly are. Okay. I also feel like this is an energy of someone jumping into something without thinking. without really understanding what's involved, without dotting their I's and crossing their T's, so to speak, without researching and finding out, what is the process involved? What is the time frame looking like? How is this going to benefit me? What are some of the disadvantages of me taking these steps? I feel like somebody is not looking at that. They're just ready to jump in. This is why this is showing up as a silent enemy. So, whatever move you're trying to make, if this is related to this issue, find out if there's some additional resources before you leave, because you don't want to put yourself and your children in a situation where things may not work out, and you may regret leaving, and you don't want to take in that energy of you regret leaving. Like you don't want to be in a situation where you're going from the fire pan into the fire because maybe you didn't think ahead or try to figure out what the process was like or what was involved. Some of you, I feel an energy right now of you jumping from one relationship into another just to escape one. That is not going to benefit you at all because you're not going through the process of healing from the one before moving into something else. I feel like you're looking at, for some of you, not everybody, that you're looking at this coming connection as an escape. But I feel like because you've not dealt with the traumas that put you in this connection here, you're responding and you're being triggered by a similar energy. And this is why the Fool is showing up in reverse as well. But for others, if you're not dealing with that type of energy, it's just you need to think before you jump into something, okay? Whether you have people coming back to you, wanting to make amends, or whether you're trying to, maybe you met somebody and you want to take things to the next level. I recommend for everybody, it's up to you. You don't have to listen to tarot card readers, by the way. You can rebuke a reading if it doesn't resonate with you, or if you say, you know what, that's not mine. That's not my energy. That's not me. I don't accept that. And then you just go to another reading, right? What I would recommend, though, in the seriousness, because I understand what's going on planetary-wise, and if you watch my channel, I speak to you about the astrological piece of it all. We're all in a time of healing right now. I think it's important that we all chill out from, especially new love, taking it to the next level. Like, for example, you may have met someone, but you don't want to jump in intimately right yet. Okay. You may want to just cool your heels a bit, because I feel like a lot of you are still healing from your past traumas and things like that. So jumping in too soon from a situation where you've not healed from a past situation is definitely it's going to put you at a disadvantage. It could mess you up even more emotionally and spiritually. Okay. And then that's just more that you have to clean up once you come out of that energy and realize, okay, it's time for me to heal. This could be what's making it more difficult for you to take the steps to heal because there's so much trauma because you jump from one to one to one without even stopping to heal first and then slowly ease into the next one. Right. A lot of us have done that. I know I have, So when it came to the healing, it took a long time for the healing to take place, But at any rate, foolish energy, just jumping into things without thinking, on another note, jumping into things without thinking, without considering what's going on. Again, this is Uranus in retrograde, so this is also about being very rebellious, not following what's going on in reference to rules and regulations. I mean, this could be anything, okay? Jupiter, like I said, is in, where's Uranus? Uranus is in Taurus right now. Uranus, okay, so that's about a value and self-worth. Okay, so it's still in retrograde. It's going to be in retrograde till January 13th, as a matter of fact. Okay, so it's in the house of value, self-value, self-worth, self-esteem. It's also in the house of money-making as well. So you also want to be careful if there's some type of financial opportunities coming up that you don't jump in without reading the documentation. You make sure that you understand the process. You ask questions because you don't want to lose any money. Okay, so be very careful of that. And this is the Page of Swords in reverse. Not speaking up, not doing your research. Okay, and that just was what I was talking about with these things. Now, all these things could be related, or they could all be separate, or they could be interchanged depending on your scenario situation, or they could just be separate individual situations. Okay, but I feel like there's no research being done. See, you see, see how she's put on her glasses? She puts on her glasses so that she could see better. The Page of Swords. Pages are about messages. Okay, swords are about thoughts, ideas. Okay, communication. So the pages are usually initial, they're cardinal energy. So this is Libra. Libra's cardinal energy. Cardinal energy is energy, it's the first step in the process. It's like, okay, well, how does a thought come to you? Okay, you stop and you think about it, right? So this is a person who's not thinking. It came out in reverse, not seeing things clearly. You see, she's putting on her glasses so she can see things clearly. But in reverse, you're not doing that. You're not seeing things clearly. You're not doing your research. If this is something in reference to documentation or paperwork, like I said, for some of you, it could be about investments. It could be about money. It could be about a financial situation, some type of contracts. It could be about a home. Okay, because Uranus is in retrograde in Taurus. Taurus deals with real estate as well. And we also have the chariot energy here who deals with a home. So some of you may be looking to buy a new home, purchase a new home, or sell a new home. You really need to read the fine print. Okay, you really need to be careful. Because all of this is, if this is your situation, is all showing up in silent enemy. For example, you could be a seller. Right now is a buyer's market. Okay, when it comes to real estate, buyers can get really good prices because people want to sell, but the way the economy is going and things like that, people are selling for a lot less than what the house is really valued at. So that makes it a buyer's market. So if you're somebody who's selling, you could be in a situation where you're selling for way lower than you should. This might be, and it could be because you have no choice. Maybe you lost your job with COVID and everything going on. You could just be in a rut right now. Right. And so you're just like, look, I need money. I got to sell. So this is not only a house, it could be a car, anything of value. Okay. A large ticket item. You do want to be careful. Anything in your home that's a large ticket item. Okay. Maybe you're trying to sell furniture or, electronic equipment, anything like that. You just want to make sure you do your research so that you know that you're getting the fair market value. Okay. And that you are not going to be taken advantage of. Okay, so doing research. If you can't do the research, hire somebody who can. Use the internet to see if you can find out what you need to find out. But this is somebody also who just is not thinking. Okay, the Page of Swords in reverse is somebody who's not using their brain. Okay, they're not seeing clearly because they're not paying attention. Okay, so you got to be careful with what's going on. Somebody's not paying attention to what's going on in terms of, could be document, paperwork, court, what have you. Any type of contracts you're signing, pay attention, especially if it's got to do with real estate. Okay, because Uranus is in retrograde there. When there's retrograded planets, there could in a particular house, especially with the house of real estate, and you're selling your house or buying a house, you need to read that paperwork and make sure you understand it. Okay. What else am I getting for you guys with this Page of Swords in reverse? Yeah, like I said, somebody's not thinking. And that's why it's showing up as a silent enemy. You're not thinking things through. Could be acting out of emotion. Okay, that could very well be it. But not sure, But also documentation. You need to read it thoroughly and ask questions. Okay. All right, Pisces, that's what I got for you guys. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to the extended. I'm going to clarify. I'm going to pull like 4 cards for each of this just to get a little bit more detail of what this could be, because some other things could come up that have not come up intuitively for me that I might need to, that Spirit wants me to let you know. So we'll go over that in the extended. The link's in the box below. Feel free to check it out. If this resonated as is, please let me know in the comments. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. And also check out your other placements so that you get a complete understanding of what you need to look out for with the Silent Enemy season for January 2021. All right, guys, I'm going to the extended. Hopefully, I'll see you there. If not, I'll see you in the next reading. Peace out, Pisces.